And the final race, it's race number 10. Post time for it is 5:45 and Simba at the top will carry the 135 once again. Never too soon up in trip from the 14 to the 1600, leading Fortune's a 5-time course and distance winner. Happy Together has the hood going on. The Best Peach missed the start last time. Powerful Wings has had a trial since running 6th behind Ching. Running Ahead's had 2 trials since we've last seen him. Pegasus Hero placed for the first time in Hong Kong at start 6. Celtic Times crossover noseband goes on and Universal Horizon Nick comes to the mile for his first race over the 1600 metres. Massive Action's been leading but fading.
He has, yeah. He's been out of sorts, hasn't he? So we know he can lead, and he can lead at his leisure because he's got some good early speed. But he's drawn wide, so he does have to come across the field here. Simba, even with the big weight, he's drawn a nice gate, and I think they might just be a bit more positive on him this time in. Leading Fortune, he's drawn another good barrier in 1, so he might be able just to press on with it, but with not too much early pace in the race, Paul, I think the majority should find their spots. They
should, yeah. Massive Action is the one, as you say, that is the likely leader in the race, but hasn't been finishing off. Leading Fortune, he'll get the good. He's drawn 1, he should get a nice run. Invincible Missile will go back, that's for sure.
More from the boys shortly. That is straight after we hear from the trainer of Simba, Jamie Richards.
Jamie, Simba is your runner in the final race on Saturday afternoon. He's a horse who's been holding his form quite well.
Yeah, he's been racing well. He's a nice horse. We were trying to get him into the Derby and that didn't eventuate, which was probably a blessing in disguise. We think he's a miler, 1400 metre horse, but he's been racing well. Unfortunately, he's been carrying quite a bit of weight and he's been drawing bad gates, so it has been difficult for him, but the barrier draws a little bit kinder for us on the weekend, so hopefully we can have a little bit more luck in running.
You did test the water with him over the 18, obviously in the Classic Cup. He was far from disgraced in that race.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of luck there. He sort of, Jerry Chow rode him for us and thought he was doing the right thing, getting away from the fence, and as it worked out, he ran into a bit of trouble and had to come back to where he was anyway and finished off quite nicely. So he's a good quality horse. Like he's a good looking horse. He had good form before he arrived, and he's got a good temperament and nice way about him, so he's a pleasure to have in the stable.
He was doing some very good work late last time, running on quite nicely. Got a bit of a sort of a check, or a bit intimidated perhaps in the latter part. I'm not saying he would have won the race, but it just sort of stopped his impetus a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, he's probably peaked on his run a little bit as well. Like he was a month between runs and we weren't sure where we were going. We were sort of bell up 1 for the Derby and we didn't have enough time to give him a tick over trial. So, he should improve a little bit. 3 weeks between runs and nice sort of maintenance work, so yeah, hopefully Hugh can get him a nice run in the race and he should be a good chance.
Yeah, he does certainly look it on paper. As far as good chances are concerned, your horses have been racing really well. I think you were absent at the time, but Red Elegance was the horse I wanted to ask you about. What was your feeling after that performance from him a few weeks ago? He was very good.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. He's trialled up well, and he trialled up well before he arrived, so must thank the owners for giving us a chance with a nice quality horse like him. He's trialled well down the straight. He came out of Melbourne. He just doesn't corner that well yet, going right-handed. So at the moment, he's a straight horse. Handicapper didn't miss him. He got 10, so he's up to 3, which is never easy at their second start. But we like him. He's by a good sire, and hopefully he's a horse that can continue to raise the bar.
25 winners now, Jamie. Obviously, the season working its way towards its conclusion. I imagine that perhaps would have been a little target to get to that sort of figure. What else is in mind towards the end of the season? Anything you want to sort of tick off and sort of achieve before we finish your first?
We're probably going to be a little bit quiet towards the end of the season. Like, we've got some new horses arriving, but we haven't got a great deal of depth in terms of our racing ranks at the moment. We've had a few horses retired and a couple of stable transfers have disappeared, but we're getting a bit more of quality around us. Like we had a bit of a string of pretty ordinary ones there for a while, so as long as we can keep the quality up and the horses continue to race well, we'll be very happy.
Simba might well add to that tally on Saturday.
Well, we hope so. He's a nice horse, but he's got to carry the weight. But once he gets out of this grade and he gets to 2 and back down in the handicaps, I'm sure he's going to be a nice horse.
Jamie Richards there with a look at his runner in Simba. A couple of horses to look at, Nick, one in each replay, and you like this one, correct? Universal Horizon.
Yes, keen as mustard on this fellow, Mark. He's going up in trip, he's very consistent, and I love the way he let down here in the closing stages. He hit the line very strongly. He's rated 62, so he's now got to go and improve himself at this level. I think he can. He's only carrying a very light weight. He's damn actually 1/16 and 2100 metres, Paul, so I think he'll get this trip as easy as you like.
Yeah, look at the way he hit the line, you tend to agree with that as well. Just the one winner, he did win on debut, this horse, but look, I've included him. I think he's going well.
And the final replay, Paul, is Invincible Missile running 5th last time. Starts can be an issue with him.
Yeah, and look, he's another horse I prefer at Happy Valley, actually. Invincible Missile. His runs have been all really good at the Valley. This was another good one from him. He's won twice at Sha Tin, mind you, but I just think he's a better Happy Valley horse.
Yeah, look, he's never won over this course and distance from 3 goes, and he's sort of advancing now in years. He is a 7-year-old, and for all he's been a good servant to his connections, I think he's more than likely to struggle against some of these.
All right, maybe wait for something easier for Invincible Missile. Who do you like in the last poll?
I like Sinba. We heard from Jamie Richards there. I think the key's the draw for this horse. He's finally got a good draw in barrier number 4. I think he can take advantage of that and win. Powerful wings. Look, he's been working really well leading to this race. I wanted to include him on his track work there. The Best Peach, another one that we came out of that same race. You could see with Sinba and hit the line strongly, and Universal Horizon up to 1600, 1, 8, 6 and 3.
Yeah, it's down at the foot of the handicap for mine. It's Universal Horizon, horse number 13. I think he's been crying out for this trip. He obviously had enough speed to win over 1200 metres, but I think a mile's going to be his trip for sure, maybe even further in due course. So Universal Horizon on top. Simba, I think, is a decent chance. He's got a bit more weight to carry, granted, but he's certainly in form. Happy Together. Now, he was a bit unlucky last time out, having run behind Ching. Wide draw here, but he has got a hood going on, which I thought was quite interesting. And the Best Peach, I didn't think was without some sort of chance in this as well. He's yet to win in 5 here, but his last couple of runs have been better, both of them behind the informed Ching. 13, 1, 4 and 6.
That is the preview for race number 10, the last at Sha Tin on Saturday. The first, a reminder, is our 1 o'clock kickoff.